Hello, and welcome to the Sleepy Historian. To be a king or a queen. Those words alone paint a very special image in our minds, don't they? A golden crown, an ornate throne, commands obeyed at a single word, endless riches, and absolute power. We imagine a life of grand banquets and glittering halls, where everyone bows with reverence and every desire is instantly fulfilled. But in the Middle Ages, the reality of being a king or queen was nothing like those shining dreams. Wearing the crown didn't mean standing at the peak of power. It meant living under constant paranoia, endless responsibility, and 1,000 unseen dangers waiting at every turn. Each morning you woke up not knowing if it would be your last. Every meal could hide poison, every shadow could conceal a dagger, and every trusted ally could become a traitor overnight. Tonight, we'll set aside the polished legends and step into what life really felt like. We'll walk through the cold stone corridors of a medieval castle, live one full day as royalty, from your first waking breath to the moment you lie down to rest. You'll feel the weight of royal duty, the fear of battlefields, and the crushing burden of guarding your throne. But before we dive in, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's a simple but powerful way to support the Sleepy Historian, and it truly means a lot to me. I also love hearing from you. Tell me in the comments where in the world you're listening from and what time it is as you drift off tonight. Now, settle in. Let the noise of the modern world fade away, and together, let's step into the age of stone walls, sharp swords, and heavy crowns, the real Middle Ages. Before you even wake up, our story doesn't begin with a hero. It doesn't begin with a villain either. It begins with you. Imagine that you are a king or a queen. You're in your 30s, and your world exists entirely within the cold stone walls of a vast medieval castle. It's the mid-1340s, and you rule a powerful but constantly threatened kingdom in the heart of Europe. Outside, the first light of dawn hasn't yet slipped through the narrow stone windows, but inside your chamber, others have already awakened on your behalf. Before you've even opened your eyes, your servants have begun their silent work. A team of 6, some of whom have served you for over a decade, prepare to enter your room. But wait, could a king or queen truly wake up whenever they wished? Not really. Before sunrise, as the first church bells began to toll, you were expected to be ready, because a monarch's day began with God. At your door, the head servant stands trembling, gently knocking. The sound is barely audible. To anger you at the start of the day could mean losing his position. Or worse. Your Majesty, he whispers. If you don't respond, he repeats, just a little louder this time. And if there's still no answer, he gathers his courage and quietly opens the door. The crown, of course, is not on your head. It rests nearby in a special chest, guarded by an armed sentry even through the night. Yes, the crown is so precious that it must be protected even while you sleep, for fear it might be stolen. The first ritual: washing and preparation. When your eyes finally open, the first thing you see are the anxious faces of your servants. They never look directly at you, yet they watch your every movement from the corner of their eyes. Did you wake from a bad dream? Are you in a foul mood this morning? Whatever your temperament, it will determine the tone of their entire day. You rise from bed, but even this simple act is not yours alone. Someone immediately steps forward to offer your clothing. You even need special slippers just to touch the floor. The stone is freezing, especially in winter. The thick castle walls protect you from the world outside, but they also trap the cold within. Now begins one of the strangest rituals of all: washing. But wait, there is no shower, no bath, In fact, bathing regularly was considered unhealthy at the time. In the Middle Ages, it was widely believed that water, especially hot water, opened the pores and allowed illness to enter the body. So a full bath was taken perhaps once a month, or even less. This morning, what awaits you is a simple basin filled with lukewarm water. Servants have carried it all the way from the kitchen, since there are no faucets in your chamber. One holds the basin, another hands you a clean towel. You wash your face and hands, that's all. The rest of your body will remain untouched, hidden beneath layers of clothing. You are dressed piece by piece. First, a thin linen undershirt, then a heavy tunic, a jacket, and finally a cloak. Each garment has its own attendant responsible for it. As king, your fabrics are the finest: velvet, silk, wool dyed with expensive pigments. But are they comfortable? Not at all. Especially in the chill of morning, the process of layering takes time. And through it all, you must stand still, arms raised, allowing others to dress you. If you are a queen, things are even harder. You have a corset, an iron cage for your ribs that makes breathing difficult, but ensures you look proper. You've worn such garments since childhood. Your body has grown to fit their shape, but that doesn't make it comfortable. Each morning, as a maid tightens the laces behind you, you take a deep breath and endure. Once dressed, your first official duty begins: the morning prayer. As a monarch, you are expected to demonstrate unwavering devotion to God. After all, your power rests on the concept of divine right. People accept you as ruler because they believe God has chosen you. If your piety falters, so might your throne. Within your castle stands a private chapel. It is not open to the public, only to you, your family, and a select few. Your attendants escort you through the corridors. Inside, candles flicker. Golden crucifixes glint on the stone walls. A priest waits, you kneel. The stone floor bites into your knees. The prayer lasts 30 minutes, sometimes longer. On holy feast days, it can stretch to an hour. The priest chants softly in Latin. You may not fully understand the words, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that you are seen, witnessed. Every move of yours is observed. When the prayer ends, the priest blesses you. You rise to your feet, your knees aching, but you must not show weakness. A king or queen does not reveal pain. Breakfast. Simple, yet full of tension after prayer. At last, it's time to eat. But breakfast is not the grand feast you might imagine. It's modest. Perhaps a bit of bread, some cheese, a few dried fruits, maybe a touch of honey. And to drink? Likely wine. Yes, even in the morning, because water is unsafe. In the Middle Ages, rivers and wells often carried disease, so people drank mild alcoholic beverages instead, beer or wine. As you eat, servants stand silently by, ready to cut your food, pour your drink, or hand you anything you might need. You do nothing yourself. But this isn't luxury. It's surveillance, because who knows? Someone might try to poison you. And there it is, the first real tension of your day. With every bite you take, a quiet voice in your mind whispers the same question. Is this safe? After breakfast, the most important duty of the day awaits you: the council meeting. A king cannot rule alone. You need advisors, lords, commanders, and bishops by your side. And this morning, all of them are gathered in the grand hall, waiting for you. When you enter the room, everyone rises and bows. You take your place on the throne. But be careful. The throne is not comfortable. It's made of stone or hard wood, perhaps covered with a thin piece of fabric. You'll be sitting there for hours. Your back must stay straight. A king does not slouch. The meeting begins. The first topic: threats at the border. A neighboring kingdom has set its sights on your lands. Spies report that their armies are gathering. What will you do? Your advisors argue. One insists that you should strike first and go to war. Another urges patience, hoping for a diplomatic solution. A third lord calculates the cost. War is expensive, and your treasury is already strained. The bishop adds the church's stance. God favors peace, he says, but if war is unavoidable, the church will bless and supply soldiers. You listen. But listening is not enough. The decision is yours. And now, for the first time today, you feel the true weight of the crown. A wrong choice could mean the death of thousands, the loss of your lands, even the fall of your throne. The right one could make you a hero. But which is which? At last, you decide. The army will prepare, but war will not yet be declared. You will send an envoy first. If diplomacy fails, then the swords will speak. But the council doesn't end there. Next comes the matter of taxes. You need gold to fund the army, but demanding more from your people is dangerous. The peasants are already poor, hungry, and tired. Raise taxes further, and rebellion could ignite. Refuse to, and your army weakens. Another choice, another risk. The third issue, justice. One lord accuses another of treason. You review the evidence, but clarity is rare. Someone is lying, but who? If you choose wrong, an innocent man dies. Choose wrong again, and a traitor walks free, only to stab you in the back later. The council drags on for hours. You sit there, your head throbbing, your back aching, but you can't show it. You must look composed, strong, unshakable, because everyone in that room is waiting for you to falter. Military drills and displays of strength. When the council finally ends, you step outside. In the courtyard, your soldiers are training, hundreds of men shooting arrows, clashing swords, throwing spears. You must stand and watch. This isn't just observation. It's a message. The king is present. The king is watching. Some monarchs join the drills themselves, riding horseback in armor, demonstrating their skill with a sword. The people love such kings. They see a warrior, not just a ruler seated behind walls, but be careful. If a king is weak, ill, or aging, hiding it becomes impossible. As you walk among the troops, they watch closely. If they sense frailty, respect fades, and the loss of respect can be the first crack in a crown. Others prove themselves through the hunt. Hunting isn't just for food. It's a ritual of courage and dominance. To spear a stag is to show you can strike down an enemy just as fiercely. Midday, a meal, but never alone. When noon comes, it's time for the royal meal. But it's not a peaceful, private lunch. It's a ceremony. In the grand banquet hall, you sit at a long table surrounded by dozens of guests. Lords, ladies, and visiting nobles. The dishes arrive. Roasted meats, birds, fish, bread, fruit, and wine. The scene is magnificent, almost divine. But you're not comfortable, because every eye is on you, how you eat, how you drink, whom you speak to. Every gesture sends a message. Your queen sits beside you. Or, if you have several wives, one of them does. If you still lack a male heir, the pressure grows heavier. A throne cannot remain empty. When a king dies without a son, chaos follows. The lords will each put forth their own claimant, and the kingdom will tear itself apart in civil war. As you eat, musicians play, and jesters perform. Laughter and song fill the hall, but you can't truly enjoy any of it, because your mind is still trapped in the morning council, on war, taxes, and treachery. Those burdens never leave you, and as you lift a goblet to your lips, that familiar quiet question returns, is this safe? After lunch, news arrives. Envoys from another kingdom have come. They wish to see you. Is this good news or bad? You don't know yet. The envoys, dressed in formal robes, are escorted into your palace. They begin with gifts, silk fabrics, exotic spices, gold-embroidered ornaments. You accept them graciously. Then comes the real message. The envoy delivers his lord's words. "Great king, my master wishes to live in peace with you. But your recent military movements have caused him concern. If you continue to amass troops at the border, we will take it as an act of war, a threat, wrapped in courtesy, but still a threat. Now, what will you say? If you back down, you'll appear weak. If you respond too harshly, war will be inevitable. Your advisors stand beside you in silence, eyes fixed on your face. They're waiting for your response. You take a deep breath and speak calmly. Tell your master that we desire peace, but we will never abandon our right to defend our lands. If he attacks, we shall answer. Diplomatic, but strong. The envoys bow and leave. But you know this game is far from over. Politics is a constant game of chess. Every move invites a counter-move. Court and judgment, justice or power. In the afternoon, another duty awaits you. Delivering justice. A crime has been committed within your realm. A noble has tried to seize another noble's lands. Or perhaps a peasant has defied his lord. Now, these disputes are brought before you. The courtroom is open to the public. Hundreds are watching. The plaintiff and defendant stand before your throne. Each tells their story. The plaintiff says, "He stole my land by force. I have proof." The defendant replies, "That land has been in my family for generations. It is rightfully mine." Who tells the truth? Often it's not clear. There are witnesses, but they too might lie for personal gain. You must decide, and your decision affects not only these two, but your entire kingdom. Everyone is watching. Is the king just, or is he playing favorites? If you side unjustly with the rich and powerful, the people will lose faith in you. But if you punish a powerful man, he may plot revenge. Every decision carries risk. At last, you render your verdict. The guilty are punished. The innocent are protected. The crowd applauds. But inside, a whisper remains. Will that man now seek revenge? Your family, the queen and the shadow of heirs after the court session. You take a moment to rest, but you are not alone. Your queen joins you, or, if you have multiple wives, one of them does. What is your relationship with the queen like? Perhaps it's a loveless marriage, a political alliance arranged in childhood. Maybe you love her, maybe you don't. It hardly matters, because in royal life, marriage is not personal, it is strategic. The queen speaks softly. Your mother-in-law is spreading rumors in the court, saying that I've been unfaithful to you. A new problem. If this rumor spreads, the queen's reputation will be ruined, and her reputation is your reputation. Or perhaps the queen is pregnant. Good news, but is it enough? If the child is a girl, there is still no male heir, and if one of your other wives has a son, that boy may have a stronger claim to the throne. Intrigue lurks in every corner of the palace. Your children bring their own troubles. If you have several sons, which one will inherit the throne? The eldest? The most capable? Or the queen's favorite? If you don't settle this question early, your sons may go to war after your death. And worst of all, some princes grow impatient. History is full of stories of sons who poisoned their fathers, unable to wait for the crown. Evening has fallen. Tonight is a special night. You're hosting a grand feast for your lords and ladies. The purpose? To display your power, to please your allies, and to keep your potential enemies close and under watch. The great hall is prepared. The tables are long and magnificent. Hundreds of candles flicker. Golden plates and silver goblets gleam under the dim light. Musicians stand ready in the corner, and servants make the final adjustments. You and your queen take your seats at the head table. The guests sit according to their rank, the most powerful nobles near you, the lesser ones further away. It's a subtle show of hierarchy. Is everyone content with their place? Of course not. Some wish they were seated closer. Silent rivalries linger beneath polite smiles. The meal begins. First soup, then roasted chicken, then fish, then lamb, then desserts. Every course is a display of wealth and excess. Servants carry dishes on massive silver trays, the crowd watching in admiration. But such luxury comes at a cost. Your treasury bleeds for this single night. Yet you must host it, because if you don't, you'll appear poor. And in this world, appearing weak is worse than being poor. During dinner, conversations fill the hall. One lord raises his cup. Your Majesty, such generosity tonight. Your kingdom truly prospers. You smile and thank him politely. But you remember, this same man voted against you in the council last month. So, are these words flattery or deceit? Another lord leans closer and whispers, Your Majesty, I must speak with you privately. I bring important news. Important news? Or another scheme? You can't be sure, but you can't ignore him either. Tomorrow, you reply quietly. We'll speak in private. The musicians begin to play. The hall fills with laughter and dancing. You and your queen rise to dance as well. But even as you smile, you feel the weight of 100 watching eyes. Who dances with whom? Who whispers to whom? Every gesture tonight will become gossip by morning. The dark side of merriment. Not gladiators, but as the feast goes on, so does the drinking. Wine flows endlessly, and a drunken lord is a dangerous one. His tongue loosens, his secrets spill. Some feasts include entertainment. Not gladiators, no, but something close. Maybe two prisoners fight for amusement. Maybe it's a bear baited against dogs. Maybe a jester performs a perilous act for laughter. All of it serves one purpose, to show your power, to remind everyone that you are so wealthy, so untouchable, that even people and beasts can be used as playthings for your pleasure. But as you watch these spectacles, are you truly entertained? Perhaps not. Perhaps you sit still, smiling faintly, while your mind drifts elsewhere, to tomorrow's council, the state of your treasury, your heir's training. Being a king means never truly resting. Late night. The true face of the palace. The feast finally ends. The guests depart. You can at last retire to your chambers. But be careful. The palace is most dangerous after dark. In the shadows, every corridor hides a secret. As you walk through the hallways, guards salute you. But can you trust them? Maybe one has been bribed. Maybe one serves a rival lord. You study each face carefully. Is this man loyal? You reach your chamber. The doors close behind you. But you're still not alone. Servants move quietly, undressing you, helping you into your nightclothes. They're always around. And sometimes, as history tells, a servant's hand has ended a ruler's life. For the right price, you finally lie down in bed. Relief washes over you. But before you drift to sleep, one thought gnaws at your mind. Will someone come for me tonight? Maybe it's not paranoia. History is full of kings murdered in their sleep, by dagger, by poison, by suffocation. And often, the killer was someone close, a brother, a son, even a queen. You close your eyes, take a deep breath, you try to sleep. Tomorrow, the same cycle begins again. But tonight, you just want to rest. Days pass, and the routine in your palace continues. Council meetings, court sessions, feasts. But one morning, the news you have been expecting arrives. The neighboring kingdom has refused diplomatic talks. Their armies are massing at the border. War is now inevitable. The council convenes urgently. Maps are spread across the table. Your commanders prepare battle strategies. They ask you, "Your Majesty, will you join the battle?" This answer is crucial. If you do not participate, your soldiers' morale will drop. A king must fight alongside his army. But if you do, there is a risk of death. And if you die, the kingdom will descend into chaos. You make your decision. Yes, I will join the battle. A king cannot send his soldiers to fight while he sits safely on the throne. Preparations begin. Armor is ordered. Swords are sharpened. Horses are readied. But the most important preparation is mental, because war means death. And perhaps this will be your last battle. The weight of armor battle day arrives. You awaken early, but this morning is different. Today, you do not wear the crown. You wear armor. Servants enter your chamber and begin the process. First, a thick woolen shirt. Then chainmail, thousands of tiny metal rings interlinked. Heavy, very heavy. Your shoulders immediately feel the weight. Next, metal plates. Chest, back, arms, legs. Each piece is fitted individually. You stand there, slowly transforming into a statue of metal. Finally, the helmet. It is placed on your head, and the world instantly narrows. Your field of vision is limited. Breathing is difficult. Movement is constrained. This armor protects you, but also traps you. You step outside. Your horse is ready. Riding it in this armor is hard. Servants lift you onto the horse. At last, you are mounted. And now, you stand before your army. Your soldiers see you. Thousands of men. All eyes are on you, expecting a speech, a morale-boosting speech. For these men will die for you. You raise your voice. Soldiers, today we fight to protect our homeland. The enemy is at our gates. But we will drive them back, for we are brave warriors. God is with us, the soldiers roar. Swords rise into the air, and the army begins to march. Towards battle, the battlefield. Chaos and death. You arrive on the battlefield. Across from you stands the enemy army. Thousands of men. Their armor gleams in the sun. Their banners wave in the wind. Two armies face each other. Silence. Terrible silence. Everyone knows that in a few minutes, blood will be spilled. Then, the trumpet sounds. Battle begins. Archers strike first. Thousands of arrows soar through the sky. Some hit your soldiers. Screams erupt. Then, the cavalry charges. You ride with them, galloping toward the enemy. Your heartbeat races. Fear, excitement, both. Then, the clash. Metal strikes metal. Swords swing. Men fall. Blood, mud, and screams everywhere. Chaos. And you are in the middle of it. An enemy attacks you. He raises his sword. You raise yours. The clang of metal. Strike and counterstrike. The armor protects you, yet each blow shakes you. Finally, you find a gap in his armor. He falls, but the battle is not over. Hundreds fight around you. Some are yours, some the enemy's. At any moment, someone may try to kill you. Hours pass. The battle continues. You are exhausted. The armor is heavy. Your arms ache, but you cannot stop. A king cannot flee the battlefield. Finally, another trumpet sounds. The enemy retreats. The battle is over. You have won. But you look around. Hundreds lie dead. Your soldiers, the enemy soldiers, all lifeless. You dismount. Your armor is stained with blood. Some yours, some others. A servant comes to remove your helmet. At last, you can breathe, but there is no time to relax. Your commander approaches and reports, "Your Majesty, we have won the battle, but our losses are severe. 600 men are dead. 600 men. 600 families, now without husbands, fathers, sons. And who is responsible? You. For it was your decision to go to war. You return from the war. As you approach your city, the people greet you. Flowers are thrown in the streets. People shout, 'Long live the king! Long live our king!' You ride on horseback, armored and weary, moving forward. Everyone looks at you heroically. But do you feel like a hero? Perhaps not. Perhaps you are just tired. And maybe the faces of the 600 fallen soldiers are still in your mind. You arrive at the palace. Your queen meets you at the gate. You embrace. She is happy that you returned safely. But mentally, you are still on the battlefield. That night, there is another feast. A victory feast. Lords, ladies, everyone attends the banquet. Wine flows, meat is eaten, songs are sung. You sit at the head of the table. Everyone praises you. Great king! Brave leader! Hero! But you sit quietly. You may smile, but inside there is a void. Because war is not what it seems. War is dirty, bloody, and painful. The shadow of the heir. Who will the future belong to? During the feast, your son approaches you. Young, perhaps 18 years old. He is your heir. He will succeed you on the throne. Excited, he says, "Father, you were so brave in battle. I want to be like you one day." You look at him and feel a fear. How long will this child wait to ascend the throne? What if he becomes impatient? What if someone whispers, "If you overthrow your father, you can take the throne now"? History is full of sons overthrowing their fathers, sometimes violently, sometimes through conspiracy. And now, as you look at him, you can't stop thinking, is this child loyal to me? Or is he after my throne? These thoughts gnaw at your mind, but you cannot show it. You stroke his head and say, "One day, you will be a great king, my son." But inside, a voice whispers, "I hope that day is far away." Loneliness, the heaviest burden of the throne. The feast ends. Everyone leaves. You retreat to your chamber, alone. Even the queen is in another room, because you do not always sleep together. Sometimes in separate rooms, separate beds. Now there is silence. Only your thoughts are with you. You approach the window and look out at your city under the moonlight. Thousands of people live here. All of them are your responsibility. And you ask yourself, was it worth it? Is being a king really what I wanted? Perhaps as a child, when you dreamed of being king, everything seemed very different. The golden crown, endless power, everyone's respect. But now, sitting on the throne, you see the truth. Being a king is actually a prison. A golden prison, but still a prison, because you are not free. Every decision affects the kingdom. Every move is watched by 1,000 eyes. Every day is filled with protocol and duties. You cannot rest, you cannot relax, because a king never truly rests. And the worst part? You cannot trust anyone. Not really. Your spouse? Perhaps plotting. Your son? Perhaps after your throne. Your advisor? Perhaps using you. Your servant? Perhaps bribed. This loneliness is the heaviest burden of the throne. Sleep, the only escape. You lie down in your bed. The candles are extinguished. Darkness falls, and you close your eyes. Perhaps tonight you will dream. Perhaps of your childhood, of a simple life. Perhaps of war, of blood. Perhaps of conspiracies, of betrayals. But now, at least for a few hours, you can sleep. And sleep is your only escape. Because while asleep, you are not a king. You are just a human being. Your breathing slows, your body relaxes, and slowly you drift into sleep. Tomorrow, everything begins again. Council, court, feasts, conspiracies. But for now, just rest. Because a king rarely rests. Tonight, allow yourself that. And so, this is how a day in the life of a medieval king would pass. A life that appears magnificent, but in reality is filled with pressure, fear, and responsibility. The crown, even if made of gold, is unbearably heavy, and those who bear it can never truly rest. Tonight, we have journeyed together through this experience. From waking at dawn to the final moments before sleep, we have lived through all the responsibilities, fears, and loneliness of a king. I hope this journey has been both relaxing and fascinating for you. We will continue to wander through the shadows of history. Until we meet again on another night, I wish you a calm and peaceful sleep. Good night.